Have you ever cried? Has your tears ever fell off of your face? Well, tonight is falling moon energy, just like the fallen tears of your torment. And the thing about tears is that tears are transformational. And so, when you cry, the universe counts those tears. It develops something interesting. Yes, your tears are not wasted. Your tears happen to be the liquid of the universe that transforms the reality around you quantumly, spiritually, metaphysically. For there is justice for every tear. And that justice is quite cold. The tears will freeze upon their faces for making you cry. And that is why we have a tarot reading tonight. About the tears. About the spilled cups. Why? Why we cry? Well, because someone injured us, and so they will get their karma, and we will get our justice. Are you prepared? Okay, welcome, one and all. This is another waning moon phase. We got moon phase number 6, 2026, February 09. We got the waning moon, and notice the bracelets. The waning moon. Yeah, you got darkness over here, light over here, representing the waning moon phase of the fall time. The waning moon represents autumn, and so things fall, things end, and that this is also harvest time. And so I got some cards that I'll display the energies with that. These are my psychic test cards, available on my website if you'd like to check them out. Here they are. Okay, and so here it is. Alright, so this moon phase, the waning moon, the falling moon, represents the element of air. So we got air right here. We are also in 2026, February 9th, we are in Aquarius season. Now, Aquarius happens to be the water bearer, but it is an air element. Think of like wind across a lake, how it pushes the water around. That's the winds of change. So we got Aquarius with the air element. And now we are still in winter at this time. Not at the time filming this. I am in spring right now, but this reading is for winter. I'm currently in March, but this is February. So here we go. So we got water, we got air, and we got air. So it's like a windy day across the lake kind of feeling. And yeah, we're gonna go with that. So I'm gonna draw 4 of these and 4 of these. We got the Fae Tarot, trading as oracle cards, and we got the Gilded Royale. Right here, trading as tarot cards. Okay. So here we go. So, let's see. Moon phase number 6, February. 9. Wind and water. Let's see what we get. Okay, I'm gonna draw 4 of these and 4 of those. Oh, this one wants to reveal the water, the water bearer, Aquarius. Wow. Here you are. Okay. This one too. The Outcast card. Maybe this one. There's a cup of water right there. And it's able to be reached. Unlike another reading. Interesting. Ooh, and someone outcasted. How interesting. Oh, that would be the air element. Okay, so how interesting. Alright. So, Aquarius. You are the water bearer, at least right now. Whatever sign you're at. You're bearing water right now. And you're offering your cup. And maybe someone's wary of it, maybe someone doesn't trust it. Maybe you're trying to help someone out in this this cold. Like an animal, like a stray cat, maybe you're providing shelter instead of outcasting them. However, we got the we got 2 water cards here. Okay. And then we got this air element in reverse. Now, this is like the Queen of Swords kind of energy. She's a very competent warrior, warrioress. In reverse though, right under the Outcast card. How interesting. How interesting. Like this is like offering friendship, right? And then this is like, you know, you're trying to, you're trying to provide water to like an animal or something. But it's like very wary. It's very distrustful. And so like it runs away even though it's starving. It needs the water. So maybe you're dealing with some sort of animal situation, or I was gonna say adoption, but this is like a full-grown adult who's mastered themselves. They're used to fighting. This is probably like a feral animal that is just used to a rough life, and so they don't trust it. Like this chalice has like purple water in it, almost like it's poison, and all these steps. It's this overwhelming thing when you're just like, here, do you want some water? And it's like maybe taking it the wrong way, suspicious. If it's a person, then it's like they're overly cautious, overly suspicious. Their guard is up. Or maybe this is dropping the guard. Maybe that's what this means. She's just so loosely holding it here. Like ready to attack. Maybe in reverse it means you're gaining its trust. Like this feral animal outside. And they're dropping their guard and they're ready to taste the chalice that you provide. So yeah, like even maybe you're not aware, but maybe they come up to the window and watch. Talking about an animal seeking shelter. Maybe like because you fed it and watered it, then it's like spying on you on the inside of your house, realizing that it's all warm and toasty in there. And it looks like a nice place to relax. So it seems like you're dealing with some sort of feral animal or a feral human, and you're offering friendship to an outcast, and slowly they're dropping their guard, starting to trust. They probably have been traumatized severely, and with these situations, you got to be gentle, you got to be respectful, you got to go slow, and just keep showing that they can trust you, as they're looking for, they're always going to be on edge. They're always going to be suspicious. And once you show them that there's a different kind of person in the world, someone caring, someone trusting, or trustworthy, then they can drop their guard, they can start to live a more comfortable life. So let's clarify with these. Okay. So, endings or harvest for the air energy of autumn, even though it's winter. This moon phase of the waning represents harvest time and falling time. So this maybe this person is like going back and forth between, should I stay, should I go, should I reap the rewards of this, should I celebrate this harvest, or should I go my own way and take my leave, kind of like, should I stay, should I go, should I accept this, do I trust this, kind of thing. Alright, what do we got over here? These two. Oh, Moon and Justice. And what? This one and that one. Okay. Okay. Illusions. Illusions can deal with fear. Justice can deal with rewards. Let's clarify the fear. Slow and steady. Little by little. You know, you can't like just, you know, throw the food at them. They're gonna see that as an attack. So you know, you set the food down gently, then they'll eventually find it and stuff. Justice. Wow. Wow, look at this. Look at this. The cup is not being sipped from. Like, you offer, here it is. And it's turned over. Here we go. Clarifying these energies. How interesting. How interesting. It's like you offer the water. They looked at it for a while, and then like they freaked out and spilled the cup over and ran away. Or they rejected your offer, whatever situation you're in. This is rejection. Golly. And it's right under justice. So if this is some sort of like animal situation, it takes a while to earn their trust and everything. So like if they spilled the resources you were trying to give them, it's part of the process of you know, gaining their trust, slow and steady. You know, that you could have this illusion that you'll never catch them, that you'll never win their trust, but the slow and steady process, like, it's like there's justice for the spilled cup situation. In a different perspective, you offered friendship and they outcasted you, and so your cup was rejected, and there's justice for that. For an ending, I mean, this is a reading about endings, about isolation. We are in 2026, the year of one, the year of selfishness, the year of self-mastery, the year of new beginnings, and you know, you're out in the cold here, thinking about the cup. you're distressed because this is an air element, and we got air right here. The thoughts are all over the place. We got a fallen air, which is fitting, very, very suitable for this energy. Gosh, we drew the air cards and the season of winter water card, and we got water and we got air. So oh, there's the full moon right here, but this is a waning moon. So here's a moon. Here's a waning moon. So yeah, you could be thinking about this situation a lot. This could, you know, your mind's constantly dwelling back and forth between all these scenarios where your offer was rejected, and there's going to be justice for that, for whatever happened. You came with love and friendship and support, and they isolated you, they rejected you, they outcast you, and so you're thinking about that offer you made, about how much you gave and didn't receive, and now you're withholding. Now you're withholding your love, your support. You went in the opposite direction because they don't deserve you, because they treated you like this, like the outcast when you were there for love and support. They outcast you, and so, you know, it could be an illusion that you're not making progress with whatever you're doing, but it's slow, slow and steady, you know, step by step. Maybe there's emotions and things, so just do things in your own life step by step to get through this mental fog. Whatever happened, there is justice in your situation. For an example, okay, it's like if you're trying to support a small-time content creator with a minimal following, and you see potential in them, so you leave little hearts on their channel. You leave likes on their videos, and you eventually you worked up enough courage to, because that content creator in this scenario would then respond. They had a habit of responding to the comments with their own hearts, with their own words and everything. And so you finally worked up the courage to say something, to leave a positive comment in the form of a paragraph, and not just a little emoji. And you know, they like responded to the emojis, but once you put your heart out and say like, oh, I'm so glad I found your channel, and you complimented them, then they shut you down. You were being nice, supportive, sweet, kind, and then they just like they didn't respond. When they had a habit, and then so you check back later thinking they're busy or whatever, and you see them, they're responding a lot to everybody else except for you. And well, that changes your agenda, because you were sweet, you were kind, and there was previous interaction, and you thought like, okay, I'm leaving the most amazing comment that I ever have so far on their channel right now, and they like completely ignore you, while at the same time they're focused on people that don't leave such good comments, and yet they get rewarded and praised, and you're cast out. And so that's one scenario, how frustrating it can be, that you thought maybe there could be a future friendship, some sort of connection, like you're both content creators and stuff. But my throat is really acting up. Hold on a second. Yeah, so some sort of throat chakra interference there, where you've been silenced. I needed some water, so I drank some water. How fitting. And so, yeah, there's justice for the situation. You know, sometimes when you're trying to form a friendship, there's something about them you don't see. Okay, you see the best in them, but then they're like really selfish and bitter, and so like you see them as an amazing potential friend. Okay, you're looking in from the outside, and this looks wonderful and stuff, and you're like, here, I support you, and they're like, gosh, it was like a trap. Like they lure you in with the little support, but once you say a paragraph, they ignore you, but they pay attention to all the other paragraphs. Especially when the other comments are like, just so low quality, and yet they ignore you. And you were amazing and kind and wonderful. It's just, but that's that is who they are on the inside. Is someone who prefers the low quality, and so they reject the high quality, and so they reject your offer of kindness and support. Maybe they see it as some sort of manipulation tactic, because that's all they know, and they're like, how could anybody actually be kind? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm always kind. Here's my kindness. And you know, they treat you like poison when you're offering a refreshing beverage of water, and so they like, you know, you spent a long time crafting this cup, making sure it was purified water and everything, and they just like tossed it aside. And so there is justice for the situation, for this rejection. We are in autumn energy with the moon phase, which means that my throat chakra is being interfered with. This is potentially, what is it called? Spiritual manipulation, spiritual warfare. That this could have went well, but some sort of malevolent spirit wanted to see you cry, so they took this opportunity away from you. However, the Justice Guard here is saying that, implying that this happened for a good reason. Oh my gosh, my throat. Something doesn't want me talking about this. I'm a fool, I'm gonna talk even longer now. So, golly. And I do appreciate it when other people silence their coughing, their throat clearing. I can't stand that in other people's videos. And that's why I go out of my way to pause my recording when I have to deal with my throat, or edit it out in editing to make the viewing experience so much more smoother for you, to be enjoyable, to be an enjoyable experience. And that's what these people don't do in their warm little house, and they cast you out into the cold of the night, and you do all this editing, you do all this preparation stuff, but they don't. No, they're toxic. They prefer the toxicity, and so they're used to the toxicity. And so, oh gosh, I just did a reading that was divine rejection. Divine rejection is divine redirection. This is kind of the similar theme, and it's It's about like a falling out. This is the energy of the waning moon. Things end, things fall apart, things settle down. So yeah, the moon represents illusions. It represents fog, like fog on the path. This is nighttime, and this guy's in the forest with his horse, and he's going slow because he doesn't know where he's going. You know, the light is dying out, so you gotta take things one step at a time. So slow and steady with unknown circumstances. This is, you're stepping into a field with unknowns in it. You are wise to be cautious. And so, this could explain that, you know, maybe it was, they saw it as manipulation. Maybe they were just paranoid about the kindness. They saw it as overwhelming and didn't know how to handle it, so they just blocked you out, shoved you outside into the cold, and you froze and you cried. And but they get to stay paranoid. So yeah, because they're oblivious or intentional, whatever it is, there is justice for the situation. It's right here. Right here. Pumpkinhead agrees, because you know, I was in a very dark place. I'm always in a dark place. I'm an emo. But like there was this one time when I kept going for walks and under the moonlight, you know, at nighttime, so I didn't burn my skin off. I don't live in the desert, unfortunately. I don't want to be here, but I had to go on walks just for my health and my sanity, because I didn't want to be trapped in an abusive household with my grandma all the time. And so walking was a way to escape this place just for a little bit. And so, you know, someone called the cops on me once because I was walking alone at night, and so I couldn't stay in the safe neighborhood. No, I was down by the convenience stores with all the drug addicts. So they condemned me. Anything could have happened. I could have got stabbed. And the foolish one that I was like, oh, I'll just wait for the crosswalk. And this threat comes by, and they're not using crosswalks. They're like here, and then the crosswalk, the light for the crosswalk happens, so I start crossing, and they're already like going to be there when I get there. I didn't get stabbed that night, but they were very ugly and offensive to my eyes, and I didn't like their mannerisms. So yeah, it's just like because that coward who saw this little girl walking alone at night as a threat called the cops on me, I altered my path and went into danger. And yeah, that's the consequence for being a moron, for being a coward. And it was a man who turned me in for, like, if you see a girl alone at night, you're supposed to, as a man, be protective, not like what's the word, paranoid. And it's like, oh, you're such a threat because you have the confidence to stand alone under the moonlight without a light, because you know where you're going. You know, you got all this skill and wonderful talent, and they were just like a little tiny coward that looked at your amazingness, and they were frightened like a tiny little dog. They whimpered away in fear. They made all the sounds, and you're this master warrior, and you were outcast for being amazing. And so what do you think is going to happen to them if they outcast the only monster that could ever save them, that had the compassion? No, that alters people's agendas. They are now doomed because of their ignorance, their ego. I don't know, there's justice. Something unjust happened, and so here's justice, like, making their cups fall, because, they disregarded you, so now they get disregarded. That's how this works. And, yeah, so, back to my story. I had to walk, in the moonlight, all by myself, and I was training up my feet so I could actually stand working at a job, because my feet started bleeding, because I was so inactive, and, I couldn't get the job because my feet was bleeding, and I was so slow at this warehouse job. So I started, training up my feet, trying to walk again, but I could only walk at night, because I went outside once in the daytime. It burned my flesh off, and it's a bit graphic, but my flesh started boiling up, and it started leaking water, and so, yeah, that was not ideal, and my skin was burned. I had, like, burn marks on my skin for, like, 2 years, maybe 3 years, of just that pattern of the clothes I was wearing. You know, it stained into my flesh, and it took a long time for that sunburn to fade off. It's finally gone. It's like years later. So I will never go outside in the daylight, and so this is why the moon is here. Because it's comforting. You can walk alone at night and everything. But again, like, I'm only 5 feet. I'm a girl. I obviously can't run, if you look at me. And, so I encounter some people at night sometimes. And on one particular night, there was this couple, this guy and a girl. And the guy was kind of shielding the girl away from me. It's obvious I'm a girl. Okay, you can tell but from a distance. I got 44s. I'm walking around with 44s. And, so... I don't know, this guy just felt so scared. Like, he was trying to protect the girl, and, the girl was probably like, what are you doing? It's a girl. Like, anyway, just that reaction to me. I'm not some, like, big guy that looks scary walking alone at night, that, like, with a hoodie on or anything. I'm just a girl, just an emo, and I was alone without a light, and so they freaked out. And it's always these big people who you think would have a little more bravery in them, but no, we're further outcast. Even if you don't have the ideal warrior form, if you're small and you're walking in the dark, then they're gonna fear you, because they sense that you are confident, that you know where you are going. And so, yeah. They redirected you because they had such an issue. They redirected you into danger, and then justice took over. And now they're going to be redirected into danger. Now they are going to have their cups spilled over and rejected. Their offers rejected. And so what comes around goes around, like the cycles of the moon. And so, yeah, these people, that's another thing I was going to say. These people, you think the best of them, right? You think the best of them. That's why you're offering, and it took you so long to offer it to. But, yeah, you think they're amazing, and so you compliment them. You're like, here you go, here's my water. And they're like, they reject you because there's something about them that is incompatible with you. And so they don't display it, so you're not aware of it. But there's something within them, like, maybe they're a bully behind the scenes, and so they only see kindness as weakness, and maybe they laugh at you behind the scenes. behind your back. And so you see them as their ideal form. You're projecting your kindness onto them, and they are projecting their deceit onto you. And so jealous people will always be jealous. Kind people are always going to be kind. Paranoid people always going to be paranoid. It's just and they're gonna, whatever they are, they project it onto someone else. And so we meet people that we admire because there's a quality that we see that we want to develop within ourselves. And this connection is ended because you are ready now to develop that within yourself. So with the content creator comment, what is it? Situation example, like you saw another content creator who was doing more content than you, and then you got inspired to do shorter content and produce it more and do this consistency thing rather than just like this big long form content. As an example, as you met them for a reason, and now they didn't value you. They devalued you, and so there's it's their freedom of will, and this divine redirection, rejection is protection thing, and they'll get their justice. They'll get their karma, their ricochet. So yeah, whatever you're doing, just take it slow and steady, and yeah, know that whatever was done to wrong you is going to be sent back to them. Okay, so this is the fall time with the winter, the falling energy of the waning moon, and that's what I got for you. All right, take care out there. Okay, that was your reading in the falling energy of this moon phase. Reading, you got your justice, you got your tears of sorrow transforming into the endings of their tomorrows. So fantastic, fantastic. Justice wins again. And here we are in falling energy. A time of harvest, a time of consequence, and a time of good night.